Hi guys, and welcome back to Chingy's World. Guys, I'm so glad to have you back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're coming back for the second time, or you're coming back to see, as you guys always do, you know I love you and welcome back. So today people, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, but I feel it is incumbent upon me as a relationship dating coach to speak about Valentine's. But really, beg your pardon guys, I've got something happening with my throat, so you just work with me here, okay? So it's freezing outside, right? So Valentine's is around the corner, and I just gotta keep it real with you people. I have a love-hate relationship with Valentine's, and I'm going to tell you why I have a love-hate relationship with Valentine's. And you know that I am a Miss Positive girl and always see the bright side of life, and I'm always looking to see what good can come of it. And I know right now that as that holiday emerges, feelings are being heightened to levels where we cannot even begin to begin. I know that many of us are just being so damn brave right now. Like, we are doing our best not to jump off a bridge. Okay, I know I'm laughing, but it's kind of true, right? It's a tough time because unlike Christmas, Easter, and all the lovely holidays that are almost family holidays, and the general kind of love holidays. It'll be great to have a boyfriend or a husband at Christmas or New Year's or any of these really lovely holidays, but Valentine's is so specific. I mean, people, you know, we've tried our best to make it broad. It's a season of love, loving your girlfriends, loving everybody, loving your mama, you know, but let's be real. Is it really, do you really want to wake up on Valentine's morning and get a happy Valentine's from your girlfriend? No, you don't. You'll take it if it's on offer, but in reality, you really do want to be that girl who wakes up to a lovely message from your boo or your bae, and you really want to spend the day wondering what special thing he's gonna do for you. But above all, you just want to make it through the day. God. Now, the reason I'm laughing, guys, is because every single time I open my mouth to talk about Valentine's, all I get are these horrible sort of memories of Valentine's. And I just want to comfort you guys, for those who need a little bit of comfort from Auntie C. I just want to comfort you and let you know that very, very rarely is anybody really truly enjoying Valentine's. A lot of people are enjoying it. My kind of relationship with Valentine's is probably the only thing that I can really share with you right now. In terms of my general views on holidays like this, then you can watch my video on alone during the holidays, because that pretty much covers everything. We are single by choice, not because there's no one in the world that wants to be with us. It's just that we don't want to be with the people that want to be with us. That's true, right? There's always somebody who will want you, who will jump over a bridge just to be with you, who walk over hot coals to be with you, but you're like, no, thank you. So you are single by choice, but sometimes there are days when you think, should I be making different kind of choices? You know what I'm saying? So let me share my story with you, because I think I kind of find it funny, and maybe it's just therapeutic to be able to share it, but let's go for it. My kind of journey with Valentine's was obviously as a kid. Didn't mean anything to me. I was brought up in Zimbabwe, and my mom was very, very strict about boys. So no boys till you're 18. So it just wasn't something on my radar. My sisters didn't bring boys in and out of the house. So they were my role models, and we just loved books. My family would read. If anything, on a Saturday afternoon, you would find us all lying on a couch reading books. And many of the books we're reading were Mills and Boon's romances, right? Totally love us a romance. So we were kind of caught up in that kind of world. But I always, I love holidays in general. I love the feeling. I love the preparation. I love the way the stores look. I have a thing for holidays, regardless of whether I can be a part of it or not. I just love it. even if it's not mine to celebrate, you know, even if it's Hanukkah or something, I just love it. I love festivity and I love celebration, and I think it's that sanguine part of my character that just needs to be around jubilance. So anyway, it didn't matter to me very much through primary school. It just wasn't a factor. And the sort of Zimbabwe I was growing up in at that time, I don't know if there are any other Zimbabweans who can testify to anything different, but when you're in primary school, nobody's expecting you to think boys or girls. You know, that's your business. If you have a crush, you don't talk about it. It's just not something that is expected. But then you get to secondary school, and those you start to think in terms of boyfriends, girlfriends. But again, I wasn't allowed a boyfriend until I was 18, so it was really not on the cards. It just wasn't gonna happen for me, so I was pretty much oblivious. But I do remember wanting to be a part of the celebration, and so I created this post a card thing where, you know, we created a big old Valentine's post box, and you could post a card to your crush, and it would be delivered to the class, and whoever got the most cards, male and female, would be Mr. Valentine's and Miss Valentine's, you know, whatever. Anywho, I was obviously running this show because I love all of that, and it occurred to me that because I was so Miss Pristine, holier than thou, perfect girl in secondary school, that it was possible that nobody was going to send me a card. So I had this kind of lab partner in biology or physics and chemistry, I forget, and I realized that he probably was never going to get anything either, because he was the guy that if the girls were like ill, they would mention his name. So I knew he wasn't going to get one, so I made a deal with him. I was like, look, just so that we don't get embarrassed when they come into the class and everybody's getting cards, you send me one and I will send you one. And as God lives, I think I must have got like 2 or 3 or whatever eventually. But you sort of sit there thinking, oh my God, don't let me be the one sitting here with nothing. So it was sort of, I think at that point, I sort of learned to survive Valentine's. Then of course I left secondary school, but to be fair, I am one of those people who finds certain things contrived, and I think I used to find Valentine's contrived. I used to think, you know, I just want somebody to buy me flowers because I think I'm special today, not because it's a special day, if that makes sense. Like, buy me flowers because I'm special, not because today's a special day. And so when you are sort of in your late teens and your 20s, you live off ideals. You really do. This is certainly my experience. I lived off ideals. I had ideals about the way things should be, and those drove absolutely everything. If I felt that it was contrived, then it was contrived. And I didn't really get much of a chance to date because for those of you who follow my channel know that I got married at the age of 19. So I was a wife before I could even be single and decide what I felt about Valentine's, really. And in my marriage, Valentine's was a kind of non-existent day. I don't remember my ex-husband really making a fuss of it or doing anything really. But I do remember feeling that it was the only day of the year that I couldn't have a headache. You know what I mean? You know, it was like, even if I'd managed to get out of it, you know, out of my wifely duties, sadly, I was young, and it was just you know, it's just how it was, you know. It was like the art form of getting out of it. Even if I could get away with it during the course of the year or the month or the week, that was the one day that I used to feel some kind of way, like you can't do it, Chengi, you've got to go with the flow. So again, I think I remember my ex-husband sort of spoiling, you know, trying to do something, and I know it wasn't sort of driven by him. I think one of his colleagues was planning something for her husband, and I think she sort of just came up with it, and she bless her, I think she just wanted to help him out, so she sent me flowers on Valentine's Day, and she did this elaborate plan. I remember him driving me somewhere, oh, I'm taking you here, and he got lost and eventually ended up at this hotel that was just horrible. Everything was rusty, oh my God, it was awful. I can't. It was just the worst possible thing ever. He'd packed my wardrobe, and one of the things about my ex-husband, he just did not know me at all. Like, he didn't know me, and so he'd packed a surprise. I mean, bless him, he was really trying to make an effort, but I know that it was kind of his sort of friend at work who was sort of making most of the effort. But it was the most he'd done. But I felt the whole night a bit like, ugh, I know what's coming. I know what you want. I know why you're doing this. I didn't feel like it was for me. So even as a married person, I don't remember particularly having a great Valentine's or wanting it to even happen. I used to feel like, ugh, it's coming. Of course, some of you might say, oh, you could have done something, but I wasn't really that fussed, you know. I was so busy trying to survive being a wife at such a young age that it wasn't a big deal. And I didn't have those kind of feelings for my ex-husband, those, you know, bubbly feelings. So fast forward, moving on, I sort of became single. And when I became single, I was just never really in anything with anyone on Valentine's. Not really. I was very much sort of in dating phases, quite a lot of them. And for some reason, just before Valentine's or a month or two, there would be sort of nothing going on. So we would either not be talking, or he'd have ghosted, I would have ghosted, something would have happened, but we wouldn't be together. Or if we were sort of talking, we were not at the stage where some guys feel they have to really go out of their way to do something special. Until I met some guy who I have done a Valentine's video on this channel. You can hear all about the distressful thing that happened to me on that other video. It was awful. Okay, and he just traumatized me. And I think, to be honest, I think I am, as I get older, I'm less perplexed or less bothered by ideals, and I realize that there's just some things in life that would be nice. And I think for me, you know, as I've gotten older, I love flowers. I never used to be a flowers girl, but I've really become a flowers girl. I really love flowers. And I think that, you know, the love part of it is working in the way that I do as a relationship and dating coach, and having been through my own experiences. Love is so hard to come by. It's so difficult to find somebody who you feel that kind of way about long enough to want to stick around, to want to endure stuff through. It's so hard, especially in the 21st century, to really establish a relationship that is beautiful and romantic and real and genuine, that I kind of think it's worth celebrating. I really do. I really feel like it's worth celebrating that love, and I feel it's worthy of a day. It's just such a shame that it what it can do for some, it doesn't do for others. It's such a shame to me that it you know, where it is a blessing to somebody, it's a curse to somebody else, or it's that moment where you feel really alone and unloved. But if you kind of can step, and I have to sometimes step out of myself and realize that, you know, it's so hard, people, to, you know, singleness is real, and the games are real. I mean, the games are real, and people are not as honest and full of integrity, and romance has become almost like an entitlement. If I am romantic, then you must give me something in return, and romance almost just no longer exists in the same way. A woman can no longer expect to receive flowers on the first date. She can no longer expect to be wooed anymore. I mean, I don't know. So when I think of Valentine's, I kind of like the idea that even if it's for a couple somewhere, that the world is celebrating a day where romance is important, even if it's, because for some people that will be the only time they'll ever get flowers, or ever get acknowledgement, or ever get the sense that they're loved. For some men, Valentine's might be the only day they will do anything, and for most men, they will be annoyed by it and exhausted by it. But I just kind of think if there was a world with no Valentine's Day, what would that kind of world look like? I don't know. I still feel to a degree that, yeah, it is a way of making money, and but I'm not so cynical. I feel like just because you can't be a part of it in the way that you would like to be a part of it today, doesn't mean you won't be a part of it tomorrow. And that when your turn comes and when your time comes, you get to enjoy being a part of something special too. And so I don't know. I think, for those who are married and in love and who in committed relationships, I'm not mad about that at all. I really am not. And I really wish everyone well who's found love. I really do. And yeah, I do. I think let's all just kind of embrace the holiday and not really sort of have this belief system that it is a reflection of rejection or unworthiness. Let's just embrace it for others. I think sometimes it's worth celebrating for others. And yeah, I hope people find true love. I hope that those who have found true love really make something of that day, because guess what? There are other people who just want a little bit of what you have. So I guess this is it from me regarding Valentine's Day, guys. I don't even know if it's helped anyone. Put a comment in the comments box. I'll see you on Instagram and Facebook. Let me know how you feel about Valentine's. I want to know how you feel. Yeah, let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about Valentine's. But in the meantime, it's coming. So make a plan. Make a plan, baby. Make a plan. And all of those of you who are in love, about to fall in love, and will definitely and for sure fall in love if you're part of Chengi's world. Take care of you. Love you lots. Mwah.